honorable speakers of parliaments, honorable vice speaker of parliaments, distinguished secretary general, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure and honor to greet you all in the Milli Məclis of the Republic of Azerbaijan on the occasion of the 15th plenary session of the Asian Parliamentary Assembly. Welcome to Azerbaijan. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to representatives of all parliaments and international organizations for accepting our invitation and participating in this plenary session. It's a sign of our firm intention and dedication in further enhancing our cooperation and strengthening the platform. Dear colleagues, exactly 1 year ago, the Milli Məclis of the Republic of Azerbaijan took over the presidency of the Asian Parliamentary Assembly. We have put forward several priorities for our presidency on further strengthening our joint work, development of institutional capacity of the APA, expanding our ranks, increasing the effectiveness of the existing bodies. I would like to inform our plenary session that yesterday's meeting of the Executive Council of the Assembly considered two applications: the application of the Shura Council of the Sultanate of Oman for the full membership of the Assembly, and the application of the Council of the Republic of the National Assembly of the Republic of Belarus for the status of observer in the Asian Parliamentary Assembly. It's pleasing to note that the Executive Council has made a recommendation to the plenary for a decision, and I believe, dear colleagues, our plenary will positively respond to these two applications, adopt relevant decisions, and thus expand our ranks. In my turn as a president of the APA, I would like to thank both speakers of parliaments, my dear friends, His Excellency Mr. Sheikh Khalid bin Hilal al-Mawali and Her Excellency Ms. Natalia Kachanova for their eagerness to contribute to the work of our Assembly. Dear colleagues, we are pleased that certain developments have been taking place in the context of revision and amendments of the statutory documents with the aim of further optimizing our organization's institutional capacity. It should also be noted that we are also close to reaching a consensus on the decision to form the APA budget, which is very important for further strengthening and increasing the Assembly's capabilities. Another achievement of the past year has been the activation of the APA Bureau meetings. Our proposal on revitalization of Bureau's work has been duly met. Thus, during each meeting of the standing committees, Bureau meetings are also being held, which is aimed at responding promptly to the needs of the organization. And taking this opportunity, I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. Mohammed Reza Majidi, the Secretary General of the APA, and the Secretariat for their continuous efforts on development of our organization and advancement of its goals. Distinguished colleagues, the theme of our today's plenary session is the role of parliamentary diplomacy in strengthening multilateral cooperation in Asia. Taking into consideration the state of affairs in international politics and the current situation around the world, the issue of multilateral cooperation has never been as important as now. Humanitarian crises, conflicts, poverty, climate change, rise of discrimination, racism, xenophobia, and Islamophobia, all of these challenges that our world faces and the question of how to deal with them inevitably bring forward the issue of efficiency of today's international relations system. Regretfully, today the world has become more fractured and less peaceful. And there are many discussions about the ineffectiveness of multilateral mechanisms. Dear colleagues, and now as a speaker of Milli Məclis, I would like to take this opportunity and share with you the views of my country, Azerbaijan, on this issue. Let me say that Azerbaijan, whose internationally recognized territories were left under occupation by its neighbor Armenia for 30 years, despite all norms and principles of international law, resolutions and decisions of international organizations, unfortunately, was one of the main victims of inefficiency of today's system. Our country single-handedly implemented all these norms, principles, and resolutions by liberating its territories, restoring its territorial integrity and sovereignty. So we, as Azerbaijani people, are well aware of the urgency of this matter. Distinguished colleagues, as put forward by His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, what the world really needs now is full respect for international commitments. Indeed, the truth is that non-compliance with norms and principles of international law, application of double standards and selective approach, interference in internal affairs of states have been the main source of all contradictions and tension that we face today. So the question comes up, how to end all of it? Dear colleagues, it is evident that the most reliable way to turn this negative trend around and achieve peace, stability, and prosperity in the world is to strengthen multilateral system, a system where all countries respect the rules, hold each other accountable through collective and legitimate means, help each other and reject unilateral approaches that give preferences to the interests of one state over another. Azerbaijan has always been a strong supporter of effective and inclusive multilateral system in line with aforementioned principles. A 4-year chairmanship in the non-aligned movement, during which Azerbaijan proactively worked on institutional development of the movement and promoted dialogue, cooperation, and solidarity among the member states, is a clear demonstration of this approach. And selection of Azerbaijan as the host country of the COP29 with unanimous support of global community, adoption of important decisions under Azerbaijan's leadership in the framework of the COP29 have been the pinnacle of our country's unwavering commitment to multilateralism, ability to build bridges, bring together different stakeholders, and unite global North and global South behind the common cause, the issue of dealing with the challenge of climate change, which threatens all humanity. Dear colleagues, active involvement of our Parliament in multilateral cooperation is, in fact, continuation of this approach. Our Parliament, together with the Interparliamentary Union, organized a parliamentary meeting in the framework of the COP29, which provided parliamentary contribution to multilateral climate action. I thank member parliaments of the APA for their active participation in this meeting. I would also like to know that the Milli Məclis is involved in the work of the various parliamentary organizations and today chairs another 4 interparliamentary organizations along with the APA, namely Parliamentary Assembly of Economic Cooperation Organization, Parliamentary Assembly of Turkic States, Parliamentary Network of the Non-Aligned Movement, Parliamentary Assembly of the Black Sea Economic Cooperation. Such an activity reflects our Parliament's strong belief in multilateral parliamentary diplomacy. Let me especially note that the parliamentary network of the non-aligned movement has been established upon the initiative of His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, which is another significant contribution to multilateralism by our country. Dear colleagues, indeed, one of the main points of the current stage of development of parliamentarism is that the activities of parliaments are no longer limited with national borders and already extend to regional and global levels. This reflects the understanding that we parliamentarians, as the representatives of our people, have a strong role to play in finding solutions to the challenges that concern all of us. Parliamentary cooperation platforms prove our commitment and determination to work together for a better world. As such, interparliamentary organizations are a vivid example of constructive dialogue, cooperation, and solidarity. In this sense, the Asian Parliamentary Assembly represents a significant multilateral institution for these purposes. The Asian region has become increasingly important in solving global problems. And the Asian Parliamentary Assembly, which unites us all under its umbrella, makes our voices heard and provides parliamentary contribution to the efforts of our countries for achieving common goals. Distinguished colleagues, dear friends, and in conclusion, I'd like to say that I believe through our joint work, we will be able to fully use the existing potential of the Asian Parliamentary Assembly and maximize its capabilities. Indeed, today's plenary session is a clear expression of our common intention, and I wish every success to our event. Thank you very much for your attention.